Hello, top sellers! In the last video, we talked about marketing and lead generation. So you made your first post. Then someone inquired about what you posted. What's the next step? There is a process I follow on how to handle and screen clients. The first thing you should do is to answer the inquiry, whether it's through text, call, email, or Facebook Messenger. So let's say the client sends you a PM. Hi, I saw your post on Facebook and I would like to inquire about the Magnum model unit. So you reply, hello, ma'am or sir. Yes, we have Magnum units available. May I ask when you're available for a call? And may I also ask for your number and email address? So the first thing that I do is to ask the client if they're available for a call. Why? Because it's faster to talk to them rather than communicate through chat. When you talk to the client, you will figure out faster what they're really looking for and be able to help them better. I also ask for their contact information so that I can save their contact info, and I actually pull all my client info on Streak, which is a paid tool by Google. So it looks like an Excel file, but I can organize my clients according to their information depending on which stage they're in, whether they're a new inquiry, they're already at site tour stage, negotiating stage, or closing stage. So you can actually use a simple Excel file to do this. You can just use Excel to store your client information. The important thing is you have a client list so you don't waste that client. Put them immediately in your data bank. I also add their email addresses on my mailing list. I use MailChimp, but there are a lot of other mailing lists that you can use because I send my clients emails every Monday. So emailing clients is another way that I touch base with them on a regular basis. You can set up a free account on MailChimp, so you can go to their website and check it out. Now, once my client says, yes, you can call me tonight at 6 p.m. So I either set a Zoom meeting or I call the client directly via Messenger, Viber, or WhatsApp, or their phone number if they're based locally. So first, I try to establish rapport. I try to find something that I have in common with the client, and then I use my buyer's guide. So I ask them questions in the guide so I know exactly what type of property they are looking for. So some questions in the guide are, first, where are you from? Why do you want to invest in a house in Cagayan de Oro? Okay, so very important tip is don't sound like you're interviewing clients. Like, let the conversation flow naturally and insert these questions within the conversation. Okay, and then ask them if it's for a retirement home, vacation home, it's for investment, they just want to lease it out. Check with them what their preferred location is, if they have a preferred subdivision in mind already, or if they're still open to the different subdivisions that's available. Also, check with them if they have a preferred size for the property, like preferred lot area, floor area, number of bedrooms, if they need something that's already ready for occupancy, or if they're okay with pre-selling units. And then another question that I usually ask is when they need to use it. Because some clients who are OFWs, some answer, oh, I'm gonna retire in like 4 or 5 years, so a pre-selling property would be okay for me. But then some also say, oh, I need it immediately. I need it like this year because I'll be moving back to the Philippines this year. So it really depends on the client's needs and preferences. And then, of course, what their preferred financing is, whether it's cash or bank financing. So if the client prefers bank financing, you can check with them what their gross income is. So I just usually ask them directly, like, may I ask what your gross income is so I can compute your maximum loanable amount. And also if they have any other special needs for the property, like maybe a bedroom on the first floor, if they have the elderly living with them, or extra yard space because they have a lot of dogs, or if they want corner lot for extra premium airflow. Now, if the client wants to pay in cash, then you don't need to ask them that what their gross monthly income is. You just need to ask them what their budget range is. Now again, if they prefer bank financing, you will need to get the gross income of both spouses if the client is married, because the bank will consider the income of both spouses and combine it. So they will get to increase their maximum loanable amount if both spouses are employed. So let's say the income of both spouses is 150,000 per month. So you divide this by 3. So that's 50,000 a month. Now you can open your mortgage calculator so you can check their maximum loanable amount. So their monthly amortization should not be more than 50,000 per month, since that is the result. If you divide 150,000 by 3, that's 50,000 per month. So when you compute it on the mortgage calc, the monthly amortization should not go beyond 50,000 per month. So what I do is just I input an amount in the mortgage calculator until I reach the figure of 50,000. So for this client, their maximum loanable amount is 5.7. So once I know what the client wants and what they can afford, I then send them listings that match their requirements. So you can access listings on Google Drive. As for developer listings, we have chat groups per developer, so you can request for an updated map or inventory. On my YouTube channel, I've also created video compilations of the existing listings that we have. So I have a separate compilation for Save Your States houses, Pueblo houses, pre-selling houses, houses below 10 million in the uptown area, houses below 5 million uptown, and also downtown houses. So what I do is I just send this video to my clients because it's so much more convenient. They'll be able to check out what's available on the market. And especially for those who are not based in Cagayan, who don't know the market, they will know what the market prices are after watching the video. So as I mentioned, these compilations are just in our Google Drive as well, which you should have access to by now. So you can just take a screenshot of the listings that match their requirements and send the appropriate listing to your client. So I downloaded the Google Drive app on my iPhone, and then when I need to check a listing, you just open it here, you click it, and here are all the compilations that we have. So we have a different folder for our resale listings and developer listings. So the purpose of the screening stage is to find out exactly what the buyer wants. So here are some screening tips. Aside from asking the buyers the questions in the guide, there are other things that you can do to determine if your client is a qualified buyer. First, you can check their social media account. Since many clients readily give their Facebook account and even prefer to communicate via Messenger, I send them photos or links through Facebook Messenger, since through that, it would be easier for me to find out what their Facebook account is and check it. So find out what their hobbies are, what they're interested in, where they work. This will help you establish rapport faster when you actually meet in person. You can also check out who your common friends are and talk about how you knew these people. And then second, take note of what car they're driving. When on a property tour, check out your client's vehicle, what type of car do they drive. Because usually clients who can buy high-end property drive high-end cars as well, like for example, an FJ Cruiser, Land Cruiser, or a Subaru, or some other high-end vehicle. For example, my client who bought that 33 million lot in Alegria drove a Jaguar. So when I saw his car, I knew right then and there that he was the real deal. So the end goal should be to schedule a property tour. Once the buyer has selected the top properties he would like to check out, the next step is to schedule a viewing. The ideal number of properties to check out is between 3 to 4 listings at a time, because more than that will already be too overwhelming for the client and it will just tire the buyer out as well. So be sure that you are knowledgeable about the properties that you have scheduled for viewing, especially basic information like the floor area, lot area, subdivisions, amenities, year build, etc. If it's not your listing, then you can go check out the property in advance. And when you do go on that property tour, make sure to have the information available on hand. Like, I am very forgetful as well, so I make sure to put all the information that I need on my cell phone so that whenever my client has a question about the property, I just refer to the information in my phone. So no need to memorize anything actually. So information on the listings like the specs, the latest inventory if it's a developer listing, sample computations, and stuff like that. And that's it for today's video. In the next training video, we will be talking about the closing process. Until the next video, bye!